If you look here, we're going to do task 9.3 today, the annotated timeline to war. And you will want to open the Causes of the Civil War resources page, and you will want to click on this link here so that you can see the textbook. This is a more friendly copy than I think we had before. It's definitely a research skills assignment. This is not a reading comprehension assignment necessarily. Okay, so let's find Dred Scott decision. And we talked about that yesterday. Yesterday's assignment, that was a definition that you had to write out. And we got that the Dred Scott decision was a Supreme Court decision regarding a slave brought to the North that effectively ruled slaves are property and can never be freed. That's a big deal. The reason that's a big deal is the Supreme Court, the people that decide what the law and what the Constitution means, said a slave is not a citizen. Because they were property and not a citizen, they can never be freed. So if you're thinking about it, Dred Scott decision, if you support slavery, are you happy or are you upset that the Supreme Court just said that that slave can never be free? And you would think to yourself, okay, well, probably that's going to mean that the Southerners are pleased by it because they were the ones that used slavery as their labor force. So we're going to go back to the text and we're going to find the Dred Scott decision. And you can find this one pretty easily because it's got his picture. And there's Dred Scott right there. So they talk about it over here. Said that slaves were property. The Fifth Amendment said that property could not be taken from people without due process of law, like a proper court hearing. Banning slavery in a territory was the same as taking property from slaveholders that took their slaves there, and this was unconstitutional. Rather than banning slavery, Congress had to protect the property rights of slaveholders in a territory. The Dred Scott decision made slaveholders happy. They hoped that the issue of slavery in the territories had been settled. Many Northerners were stunned and enraged by the court's ruling. The New York Tribune called the decision a wicked and false judgment. The New York Independent expressed outrage in a bold headline. The decision of the Supreme Court is the moral assassination of a race and cannot be obeyed. So Dred Scott happened right here, and we have to go up to the previous page, March 6th, 1857. And we saw down here the slaveholders were happy about this decision. So we will go back to our assignment and we will find Dred Scott and we will drag it to the bottom because it pleased Southerners. And then we will bring it over to the date that we had set. And let me just double check that real quick for you. Make sure you've seen it. And we looked up here, and the date was March 6th, 1857. So we're going to put this right here with 1857. So Dred Scott should be right there. It is on the bottom because it pleased Southerners, and it is in this particular spot because that's the date when it happened. Okay? And you're going to continue to do that through the text. You will do it with each one of these events and put it in the right place. Once you have done that, these will all have been moved, and you can type your answer right here. It says, okay, once you have finished that, then you will go back to the page for the assignment page, and you will click submit. That is the end of today's assignment.